everybody. It is Janet Metzger of the Network Marketers Den, and I'm really, really excited for you all to meet, listen, and learn from my special guest, Amy Lamphere. I met Amy through a networking with another friend, so a friend of a friend. That's kind of how it works. That's our business. But I am so happy because she's got a really, really great story, and she's got so many great ideas for you as direct sellers and network marketers. She's got a ton of experience. She's been in love with fashion her entire life. She's worked in and managed women's specialty and design stores from New York to LA. She's been involved in shoots, styling shoots, publications, you name it. So she's got over 20 years of experience, not only in fashion, but actually in direct selling, social selling. That's what we all do, right? And she lives in Minneapolis now. So like me, she's where it's cold. But it's become Minneapolis, if you've never been there, is a phenomenal city. Of course, it is the Mall of America home, but it's really become a fashion center. And Amy looks to serve all types of women with her line of classic pieces. She owns a business. She's the owner. She's the CEO. She's the brains with a really, really strong team of the Storyline collection. She's got a designer that she works with, Sunil, and I'll let you tell everybody a little bit about Sunil, but I was really impressed when I learned that your designer has designed and dressed Oprah, Sarah Ferguson, oh my gosh, a Duchess. So really, really impressive. Queen Latifah. So, there's a lot of great things, but she's got a love for direct selling. So Amy, I want to welcome you to the Network Marketers.
Thank you, Janet. This is such a pleasure to be here. What an honor.
Oh, it is. So what else does everybody have to know? So you've been in direct selling for over 20 years now. You've been with companies that are no longer in business, but they are well-known. Weekenders. I always loved it. I traveled, I packed. Jockey, Ruby Ribbon, who's a great company, still in business.
Great company.
What about why did you decide to get into this crazy business, start your own business? Why? Tell us.
I tell you, it was never on my planning list, which I think is how it works for most women, is I was looking for some extra income for me income. I was a young mom with 2 kids who were very active in soccer and dance, and all of our disposable income was going to serve them, and appropriately so. But I wanted a little bit of a manicure money, which I laugh when I tell this story all the time, is that if you look at my hand, you can see I've never used my manicure money. I found a direct selling business, Weekenders, and had instant, enormous response and success selling that line, sharing that line. It was a line that made a lot of sense, and it really created some groundwork for what I'm doing today with Storyline. But also the training I got was serving not only my business, but also my heart. The training that we received in Weekenders and in any kind of direct selling company, they help you focus in on your why. And when you focus in on your why, that you know why you're doing this business and what it's going to change, it's going to make in your life, doors opened for me that I'd never had that kind of training before. I'd never thought about me being in charge of what my life could be like. One of my favorite things is, if it's to be, it's up to me. And boy, has that been my North Star for a long time. And I'm really grateful for the training and experiences and friendships that I've made.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Through network marketing. But
100%.
But at the end of the day, the income was something I could control, and I could give myself a raise, and I could pay for my children's tuition, and I could do all kinds of, powerful things for me. And so, yay.
That's a pretty big win. There's a pretty big win there.
Yeah.
So you went, you were with Weekenders, with other companies, Jockey, with Ruby Ribbon. What prompted you to start your own network marketing business? Because For those of you that have never looked at or tried anything like this, I'm telling you, there's so much that goes into it. So always appreciate what your company does, because there's a lot of little moving pieces. But so tell us what inspired you and what was important to you when you started this business? Because I know you are a huge believer in having other women achieve their goals and dreams.
Exactly. So, couple of things. Starting your own business is not for the faint-hearted. Starting your own direct selling business is not for the faint of heart. And oh my, there was an international pandemic.
Oh, but yeah, by the way. By
the way. But I have always loved the idea of women supporting women. I have always loved the idea of women being, for lack of an overused word, empowered to make their own choices and do their own thing. I am also a super training wonk. I have worked with many direct selling companies just to get their training, just to find out how they are sparking that spark, in women and men too.
Sure.
I love the fact that we can do this business our own way on our own time. And so also love clothes. So, and I love what clothes can do for a woman or a man, but I love that we say at Storyline, look good, feel good, do good. And I feel so strongly about that, is that, and particularly with the past year and a half that we've been through, some of us kind of got comfortable, too comfortable in our clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like the fact that if you can dress up a little bit, you stand up a little bit taller, you smile a little bit wider, you feel confident in yourself, and what you're projecting then attracts people to you. And I love that about the power of clothes.
Absolutely.
What you didn't mention in my background is that I'm really a theater person. I came up and was a dancer and a theater major in college. And it was very telling that I would design the costumes before I would design the dance that I would had to present. So I love the idea of dressing for the occasion, dressing for your self-esteem, dressing for comfort, but color and all the pieces that go into that. Really
right. So cool. I did not know you were a theater major, but boy, it's all kind of going together. So, and by the way, before I forget, I want you to know, first of all, thank you. I got a really neat package in the mail yesterday from you, Amy, and I am wearing your line. I'm wearing this really nice, warm, fuzzy turtleneck that's really works well under a jacket. But I am wearing, and I'm going to let you describe, I don't know what it's called, but all I know is I love it. It's comfortable, it's warm. And I think I told you it was something I would have never picked that. It's a little out of my realm. So, and obviously you're wearing your product line. But tell us a little bit about your vision for the company and how it supports they're called designers. Anybody that's on part of your group, right?
Editors.
Okay.
So we are Storyline Collection, and we believe that what you wear, your wardrobe tells a story, and it tells us, and the story that you write for yourself throughout the day. And so the women and men who share our line, we call them editors, because they get to help you edit your story. And they can help you mix and match things into your current closet. They can help you build new wardrobes. They can help you extend pieces that you already have. The secret of our success is our commitment to capsule wardrobing. And capsule wardrobing means to take 5 pieces and be able to make 50 outfits out of them. I mean, you can really mix and match the different pieces in different ways so that you are wearing, it's like Garanimals for adults. Sunil, our designer, says a woman should be able to walk into her closet with her eyes closed and grab 3 pieces and walk out the door and feel confident and comfortable and well-dressed. And when our capsule wardrobing is working right, you can do that. So for example, you have on something and I have on something from our latest drop. And our latest drop has sort of a ski lodge feeling to it as we enter winter and we start getting prepped for the Winter Olympics, which is one of my favorite things in the world.
Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of a ski lodge feel. So we call what you have on the Aspen cardigan. And the Aspen cardigan is just something that you can dress up, you can dress down, you can wear it with black, you can wear it with jeans. Next summer, it's going to look great with your white jeans. It's a very, very versatile, soft, yummy piece. Under it, you have what we call our layering turtleneck. And our layering turtleneck is made out of bamboo, which is a fantastic, sustainable fabric, but it also feels really good.
Oh, it does. It feels, that's what I went up when I said to my husband, feel this. It feels really good. And it's soft.
And the turtleneck is a very close to your body fit. It's called a layering turtleneck. And that's so you can wear it under something and not feel bulky. You feel beautiful. You don't feel bulky. You are able to, I think, stand up a little straighter, smile a little wider, and just really feel like you are ready to approach the day. I have on a dress, and it's the same fabric. This is a beautiful rayon poly blend fabric. So it washes beautifully, very little care. You hang it to dry. It's something that I'm going to be wearing all season long. I'm wearing it today with jeans, but you can also wear it with tights. You can wear it with boots. You can wear it to church. You can wear it to a dinner party. You can wear it, out pumpkin picking. It's very versatile. And that's what we love about our line.
Right.
We want to make it versatile.
And you talk about confidence, and confidence in direct selling is so, so important. And, clothing, obviously, I mean, sometimes I use it as an excuse. I have to get a new outfit because I'm going to go on stage or I'm going to do this. But talk about the importance of confidence as a network marketer, as a direct seller. Why is that so important? And whether it's clothing or the self-development, why is confidence so important?
Well, as so many thoughts around this. And Janet and I have talked about this at length. I'm a training wonk. And so I do believe, for me, if I'm trained well into my product and into sales techniques, I feel confident walking into a room. I can't tell you how important I believe it is that you love and know your product. It can't be one or the other. It has to be both. You have to have a real passion, commitment to your product line, whatever it is, and also be a solid knowledge base about that, because women and men who you are sharing this product with are counting on you to be the expert. And so, as much time as you can invest into preparing for sharing, it's going to be time well spent. I know in my training, we were invited to do practice presentations in front of a turned off television.
Okay.
The television is turned off. You can see yourself in it. And so you can see what you look like to people, and you can kind of have a good practice session there. And we were encouraged to do 5 practice sessions before we got in front of live people. And I can't tell you how valuable that experience was for me. I think it's really good.
I agree. But I wrote this down. I loved what you said. Preparing for sharing. That is really, really powerful, because we do have to practice. And, sometimes people will say, oh, we're going to do role play, and nobody wants to do role play. So everybody hates role play. We're going to do role play. No. So I've learned to say some different ways, but I love that, preparing for sharing. But you are more confident if you know your stuff.
If you walk into the room and you know your stuff, you know what you want your outcome to be, and which is, we always just say we want everyone to have a positive experience. If you tell women to leave their wallets at home and just come to learn about fashion, in our case, we find that takes the edge off of everyone. And 9 times out of 10, women order. But when you tell them that this isn't about ordering, this is about learning.
Right.
It really becomes a much more fun and comfortable situation for everyone.
Sure. And you're right. That can work for whether if you're in nutrition, if you're in cosmetics, it does not matter, because I know, because there's true confessions. There's like, oh, I don't want to go to that party because I'm going to have to buy something, and I really don't feel like I need to buy something, right? Isn't that we all think that way? But
So
it's about learning.
We say leave your wallet at home. I'm just going to show you how to mix and match some clothes and about building a capsule wardrobe. Or we'll say bring your closet orphan pieces. We all have orphan pieces in our closet that are things that we bought that we just thought were so darling and so cute, and they still have the tags on them, and they're hanging in the closet
because they were on sale. It was such a good deal. You can't afford not to buy them. Yeah.
And so we all have closet orphans. We say, bring your closet orphans. We're going to show you what to do with them and how to wear them. Now, if our editors have done their homework and prepared for that, they know how to show how to mix and match those pieces with the pieces that we have in our line. And then they open the door to anyone who would like to order and or host a style session and get some clothes for free.
Sure. So for any direct seller, really, you are in the business of sharing and educating people. It does not matter. And if you go at it from that angle, and like you said, your objective, and I love hearing that everybody should have an objective. Your objective is just to make sure they have a positive experience. Because if people leave with a positive experience, even if they never spend a dime, they're sharing your good information. So
we know from history that if we used to call it water cooler conversations. With so many people working at home now, they're kind of Zoom shares, but we'll say, hey, I heard a woman last night talk about capsule wardrobing, and it was so amazing what she could do with this one pair of black pants. And they start sharing that information, and your network grows. Your referral network becomes a real key piece of your business. And it's something that just happens by giving people a positive experience, letting them, have a little bit of comfort and laughter and
right.
Want for each other. Yeah.
So the practice, preparing for sharing. What else would you say to somebody if they're not feeling as confident as they want to be for their success? What else might a direct seller want to do to become more confident?
Well, I'm a little bit prejudiced in this way, but I think I do believe you should dress for success, because I do believe that you only have one chance to make a first impression. And I do believe that first impression in sales should be that of being the expert. And so I think you should dress appropriately. You should dress like the professional that you are. And because, as I said, when you feel confident in how you look, you stand up a little taller. Your posture says it all. People respect you. I think that, if you want to shoot yourself in the foot, walk into an event or a Zoom call wearing a sweatshirt, because I think that just immediately gives people the impression that you don't care. You don't care about yourself. You don't care how you're presenting yourself to people on the other side of the screen. I laugh because we sell a great sweatshirt and it's very popular, but we also show you how to accessorize it and make it look like something that is office appropriate, that you can wear it comfortably, with an outfit, put it together with an outfit. But the intention behind your professionalism is really important, I think. I can't tell you how many times I have been to parties, selling events, and the women just don't demonstrate professionalism, and I don't take them seriously as a businesswoman. I don't take them seriously as the expert. I can't tell you, I had a makeup company experience where the woman had never heard of some of these makeup lines that were pretty well known in the field, and I thought, wow, she doesn't know her field. She might know her product, but she doesn't know her field. And I think it's important to be able to say in our business, yes, you can get this outfit at Macy's, but here's why you want to buy it here.
Right. You got to know your competition.
You've got to know your competition. You got to know what world you're working with and against. And how you stand out and are different. So again, it has to do with professionalism and preparation and knowing the world that you're working in.
Right. And I love what you said about the respect, and you've got to respect yourself, and you want to come across as an expert. I want to pick your brain a little bit about the 10,000 hour rule. You had shared that with me when we met a couple of weeks ago, and I was very intrigued because we all do want to be seen as experts, but you were not born a fashion expert or a direct selling expert. There is no such thing as a born salesperson, a born network marketer, or direct seller. Can you talk a little bit about that 10,000 hour rule?
It's not something that I invented, but it's something that I believe in. And it's one of those things that it sounds really hard to do, to achieve 10,000 hours of practice. And yet when you start working in that direction, you'll find that after you've done something 10 times, you're better. After you do something 20 times, you're better. After you do something 500 times, you're better. And so we talk about a 10,000 hour to be the expert in the field rule. And it's a goal. It's something that I know, having been in the business over 25 years, I know I've achieved 10,000 hours of work in this field. And I feel very confident and very comfortable walking into almost any situation, facing almost any objection, and serving my customers almost any way. I've seen a lot. And so that's always informs, what the next step will be. But I just think it's something that we all can goal for. We had in our field a practice called a 5 in 2, and a 5 in 2 was how you could launch your business, and a 5 in 2 was doing 5 presentations, parties, style sessions in a 2-week period, and it was really a incredible training experience. Because if you booked up your 5 in 2, and it's usually with friends and family who are helping you start a business, you would say, okay, I've got to do these 5 shows in a 2-week period. And what's going to happen is one of those shows is going to be so great. You're going to be like, wow, I am so happy I made this decision. And one of those shows is going to be so bad. You're going to go, wow, what happened? Why? What?
Right.
And you're going to have probably 3 shows that nobody wants to, write home about. But after that 2-week period, you will have seen a lot. You will have met 25 women at least. You will have, gotten your feet wet, said the words out loud to people 5 times. And you'll start to get that database of, oh, people like this. Oh, this worked when I showed this. Oh, people were interested in this. I need to learn more about it. Oh, that was a question I need to find the answer for. You start to figure it out. And if you focus on a 5 in 2, you learn so much in a short amount of time.
No, that is brilliant. That's that blitzing. Yeah. That's getting off to a quick start. And regardless of what your product is or your company is, that is a phenomenal technique. And like you said, don't focus on what didn't go right or what didn't go right, but what did go right. And you learn.
What I have to promise you is that something is always going to go wrong. and so it's part of the world that we live in, and that's fine. I want you to understand that if you have a bad event, it's not about you. It's about the law of averages, is that every now and again, you're going to have a bad event. What I tell my team is to have a 5 in 2 at the beginning of every season. And so they could have one 4 times a year. Just to kind of get started and get to know, when you have a new season in direct selling, you have a new line to introduce. So you don't know what the questions are going to be about that line yet. You don't know what the pushback might be about a very expensive piece. You don't know what people need to learn more about. And so if you have a 5 in 2, you find out what those questions are. You find out, what people respond to well. You find out how exactly you're going to talk about these things because you haven't talked about them yet. And so every time you have a new line, I suggest doing a 5 in 2.
That is brilliant. And like you, I always think in quarters. You're thinking fashion, but in quarters. Now we're right in as we're filming this, we're in the midst of fourth quarter. But you know what? Your fourth quarter determines your first quarter and next year. So you should be. What I'm hearing you say, you should actually be planning that have it on the books right now, your 5 and 2, whatever your 5 and 2 looks like.
I would totally tell people to say, okay, in January, this is my 2-week period, bam, and start looking for those hostesses or hosts and fill those dates, because here's what's great. It's October. Everyone's going to say, sure, I'll do one in January. Not a problem.
Right.
It's so easy. And so you've got your January calendar full. Here's what I'm going to tell you too about a 5 and 2. If you're using it as a fast start, you're going to hit that financial goal that your company wants you to. You are. If you're using it as a way to launch your quarter, you're going to start strong. You're going to have a good financial month, and that financial month is going to drive you forward.
Right. So you're going to ride that wave.
Right. It's a great tool. And it's one that we forget about, because so many times when people do a fast start or something to launch their business, they forget to relaunch their business.
Right.
Quarter.
Yeah.
They forget to relaunch their business.
Yeah. I've said sometimes what's old is new. You just have to dust it off. But that is a great technique, and anybody can do that. Anybody can do that.
Anybody can do that.
And it doesn't have to be perfect. I love that you just said doesn't have to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect.
Oh, Janet, one of the most important lessons I ever learned in my life was in Weekenders. We had a presentation that was pretty spelled out how we wanted to show the clothes, and it was 20 minutes, and it was pretty heavy. And I remember going to conference and talking to a peer there and saying, I did it. I finally did that presentation and it was perfect. I finally did that presentation and I didn't mess up at all. And she goes, Amy, don't ever do it perfectly. Don't ever do it perfectly. Because if you're in a room and you're doing it perfectly, every woman is saying, I can't do that. Look how good she is. You absolutely want to fail at some point in your presentation. You absolutely want to say, I need some help with this. What do you think? You absolutely want to say, I have to look this up. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you don't have to be a walking encyclopedia, for goodness sakes.
Well, you shouldn't be that kind of perfection in our industry. I think you should be prepared. I think you should be an expert, but I think you also should be imperfect, because imperfect is replicatable. And perfection is rare.
It is rare. You're absolutely right. As you're doing your presentations, whether it be for product or for the earning opportunity, you have to be yourself. You talk about being yourself, being real, being approachable. That's what people want. 5 and 2. I am jazzed about that. I think that's phenomenal. So I want to go a different direction. So clearly you're a busy person. You're doing a lot of things, and even though your children are grown up, they're still your children. You're busy doing a lot of different things, owning your own business, owning your own company. What do you like to do for fun? I mean, I'd love to hear that.
Oh, well, I like to have fun. Happily, my business is fun for me. And so that's one of the joys of it. And it also leads me in new directions because I learn about new things. When I have an editor who's a really good gardener, I like to teach me about gardening. And that's been my latest thing. And as we just shared, up here in the upper Midwest, it's starting to have nighttime frost and having to say goodbye to my flower beds. And they've been so great for me all summer. So I'm sad about that. I'm an avid skier. I love skiing. I love the mountains. I love to travel. Travel is my treat, but it's also one of those things that I get to do in my business. How nice is that?
Right.
I love to cook. When I have time to cook for people. I don't like to cook every day, but if I'm cooking for people, having a party or a gathering, I like that a lot too.
That makes it. I love that. Yeah. So speaking of cooking, what's your guilty pleasure? If you could have one last meal, what would it be? What do you absolutely love to eat?
I am crazy about Italian food.
Oh.
I love Italian food. If I could have a beautiful pasta meal and tiramisu for dessert and a beautiful chopped salad and all those things. We have an Italian restaurant not far from our house that is just our favorite thing. And so when we're having one of those nights, it's like, I don't know what to do for dinner. Oh, we need prima. Okay, let's
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's
it's our treat.
interesting. We're definitely the next time we see each other. My heritage is Italian. My mom was born in Sicily, and I love to cook, and I love to cook Italian food. So when I don't know what to make, if I get invited to a gathering, I say, "What do you want me to make?" And it's always my grandmother's meatballs. So that's what everybody likes. So I get it. I get it. So. So that's fun. And I think it's important that you're sharing that you're well-rounded. And the other thing you said is that you are having fun in your direct selling business. Direct sellers need to have fun.
Yeah. If it's not fun, here's the deal. We founded our company with 4 important values, and Storyline Collection, it has to be easy. It has to be fun. It has to be respectful, and it has to be profitable. So if those 4 things aren't happening in your business, I want to talk to you. And we talk about that for our editors, and we talk about that for our corporate lives. And so if the business isn't fun for our web designer, we try to figure out what's going on and how can we turn that around? What kind of information can we give you to make this more fun so you look forward to working on our project in your day? If it isn't fun for our editors, what's going on? Is it something about product? Is it something about service? Is it something about, unrealistic expectations? Is it something about training that we can work on? Let's figure it out. We want everything to be easy. We want it to be fun. We want it to be respectful, and we need it to be profitable. So. Right.
So that's phenomenal. And for direct sellers, those are things that you want to incorporate into your business. And that's the companies you should be with. So, one last question, and I know you said it, but I think people need to hear it again. If you could give one piece of advice, now you can give 1 or 2 pieces of advice to a direct seller, what would it be for them to be crazy successful in their business?
Well, again, I think that they should be passionate about their product, or at least have the capacity to become passionate about their project. If someone put me in a room to sell spices, I would like spices, but I doubt I'll become passionate about spices. I've been approached by companies to say, "Oh, we'd love to have you come over and sell this." And all I can think is not authentic to me. I want something that I can feel absolutely authentic diving into.
Yep. So you got to be a product of the product and love the product.
I think it's important. And that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And so, that's important to me, that you have that the product tickles you, and that when you get out of bed in the morning, you think, "Oh, I get a chance to share this." Or if you're in a social situation and someone's talking about something, you say, "I've got a solution for you." I mean, it's front of mind because I enjoy my business. It's fun.
Right.
And so if your business is not those things, there's something that you need to drill down on and figure that out. Yeah.
Right. And preparing for sharing. Oh, that is brilliant.
Well,
that is brilliant.
Golly. And I think it's important.
And 5 and 2. 5 and 2. I'm thinking, well, that's my height, so that's easy for me to remember. Well, actually, I'm not quite 5'2", but
that's important. 5 and 2. It's not 5 and 1. It's not 5 and 9. It's 5 and 2. And that's the right amount of time to kind of give yourself a chance to do something, reflect upon it, change it, do upon it, change it up, do it again.
Perfect. Yeah. That's wonderful. Amy, this has been, I think about myself for the number of years I've been in this business, and I do have the 10,000 plus hours, but I always learn something, and I've learned a ton. So now you have a special offer for our listeners. Do you want to share that with them?
Well, every time we have a new person join our Storyline family, we say, if you open an account with us, and you can do that on our webpage, you get a 21% discount on your first order. And go to the storylinecollection.com webpage.
Okay. And there will be in our in the show notes, we'll have that link for them.
Oh, so great.
They'll be able to click
there. It says open an account. Takes literally 30 seconds. And what happens is you'll get then an email with a code in it, and you can use that upon checkout. And you get 21% off your first order, regardless of what size your order is. We also do a regular monthly special, and it's usually serving our capsule wardrobing concept, and that is buy 2 pieces, get 1 half off.
Okay.
And so you're able to get 3 pieces starting out your capsule wardrobing life. And don't do that with your 21% off, though.
No.
Those are 2 different orders. But we just want people to try what we have. We think that they're real life pieces that are really high fashion oriented. And we'd love to have you join our community.
Yeah. So that's a great offer. That's a great offer. Well, Amy, I want to thank you on behalf of the Network Marketers Den. I've learned a ton. I've had fun. I look forward to us continuing to partner, but regardless of your company, and again, you've got a nice wide breadth of experience, your tips are phenomenal. And it's very obvious why you're a success. So I want to thank you, Amy. I want to thank our listeners at the Network Marketers Den. And here's to your continued success. And you know what? When you're confident you can do anything, there is no stopping you. So take care, everyone. And thanks again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.